Okay, so what we have here is a fuel injection project I have been working on. I've been working on this project. I'm converting a carburetor to a fuel injection system, and what I have here is the circuit diagram. I'm going to point out a couple key factors of what I got going on. Right here, what I have is I have the 100K ohm resistors, and that is not going directly to ground that you will see in a couple postings and tutorials. They have this lead going to ground. I haven't tried it with going to ground, but I know that it works this way. I've tried it this way, and this is how I actually have wired it up and have had all my injectors running. Now what I do is I ran it from the far left hand side of the MOSFET, and I ran that directly to the far right hand side, and then that goes directly to ground. Then also on a couple of the tutorials I've watched, the signal wire is always before the resistor, or always before it goes to ground. So what I did is I put this before. Now, like I have said before, you might be able to maybe go after the resistor. I went before because that's all the tutorials I've watched on how to do this. This is the first circuit project I've had like this. I've read plenty of diagrams and drawn up plenty, but this is the first one that's ever went into detail like this, or have been into an injection project. Now, anyways, what I have going on here is this is going to be all my signals out, or all my outputs, and them are going to go into all my injectors. Now, another thing that I want to point out is right here, I also put this little note. This is going to be an optional battery. You can put a 5-volt USB hookup right into your Arduino board. I'm going to be running a sub board, and I'm going to hook that directly up to a 12-volt power. And then I'm also going to have my it restricted right here with ohm resistors, and I'm going to be putting them in so that it doesn't get too much power and causes the chip to fry up. And then one more thing that I want to point out is that I also, on my throttle, I ran into this problem. I ran my hot wire directly to my 5-volt, or my power going into my my throttle position sensor. I ran that directly to my 5-volt, and that caused the injectors not to all pulse. Some of them were kind of opening but not shutting, or they were going to and kind of, they weren't doing their full process. It wasn't getting enough power to actually complete the circuit. So what I ended up doing is I ran that directly to the positive of my battery, and I also put 100 K ohm resistor in there as well. So here is my circuit diagram. I will be posting this up online so you guys can get a really quick reference of it. I will also be posting a bill of materials of everything that was needed for this project. Another thing is I will be posting, exactly what kind of MOSFETs I've used, what kind of power thing I'm going to be using for my sub board. This is directly hooked up to a Arduino chip as of right now, and as I was drawn out and on this diagram, I'll be making another diagram of one hooked up to a sub board, or I will do a tutorial on that as well. But anyway, here this is. Hope this helps anybody that is doing the same project that I am. Maybe I could touch up on a little bit. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. One last thing before I get off here that I'm going to point out is that I have not hooked up this water temp sensor. So I might have to change my code up a little bit for it. But this, from what I've done in circuitry and drawing circuit boards and stuff, this is what I would assume is how it goes together. Like I said, I have not actually hooked this up for that, so I want to point that out to if you would hook it up a different way, modify it, definitely check your terminals with a multi-tester. Make sure you're not cross in this accidentally into this when you hook it up to a subboard or a breadboard, or when you solder it. Make sure none of your solders are getting connected, because that could end up burning something out or causing a short somewhere on the line. So definitely you want to check that and make sure you don't do that. So hope this helps anybody that has this project. Thank you for watching, and if there's any questions, let me know.